Hey guys, it's Harley here, and today I'm going to be making a how to tank Nex guide. It's fairly simple, and I don't claim this to be pro. This is intended to be very simple so that you can use what you learn here to expand and get much better at tanking Nex. And I'm still in the learning stage, but I would like to share what knowledge I currently have. But with that being said, let's move on to the required items for tanking Nex. Okay then guys, so items, I'd recommend a full Tetsu set. A Sea-Singer hood would work as well, but a Tetsu helmet would also work. Torva would work as well, and so would Bandos. And you can use all of those for the helm, body and legs. But if you use the Tetsu and you want to save maybe a little bit of money, you could use this Sea-Singer hood. Or if you just want the mage defense, I guess you could use that, but I prefer the Tetsu helm. I think it works a little bit better. So the amulet, you want the Whisper, and then second choice would be Fury. Boots, Ragefire for the melee defense, and then Steadfasts just because they're quite good, and then Glavins, and then minimum is probably Bandos. Gloves, static again for the melee defense. Tracking, mage defense. Pneumatic, range defense, but good melee defense as well. And then Bandos would be the very lowest. Shield, I'd say Divine would be the very best. An Arcane Spirit Shield would be like the second best, and then the Farseer Shield would be the third best. Good thing with the Farseer Shield is it doesn't eat away at your prayer, which is quite good. And then the weapons, you're going to want a Drygor set. You definitely want the main hand mace for the prayer, and the offhand longsword for DPS. Again, you can use any Drygor set, but you are going to need Drygors if you're going to be duoing, maybe trioing, dependent on how good your attackers are. The aura, you want Penance as your tanker, then Supreme Reverence, and then Vampirism. Cape, tokhaar-kal, and then a skill cape. Scrimshaw, this is totally optional, but recommended. Vampirism aura, it lasts 3 hours of use, but you can turn it off in between kills and stuff to save time on it, and they're about 400k. It's just like a Vampirism aura added on top, so you can use Scrimshaws and auras together. Ring, Warrior Ring I would be the best. Sick Phage Circuit would be the second best. Berserker Ring would be the third, guys. So you're going to need these items to get into Nex. Ceremony, you can buy that on the Grand Exchange, and the Frozen Key. You need 70 agility, ranged, hit points, and strength to get the key pieces from the Goblin Dungeon monsters. Just Google that, it's really easy. Anyway, I'm going to quickly charge my key. You can just use it on an armor repair stand and get 10 charges on it again. You definitely want more than 2 charges every trip you go on in case you accidentally die. You've just then got like 1 or 2 to be safe. But anyway, just climb over this rock after you've teleported to Trollheim. You can even do this with the Trollheim teleport after the Eadgar's Roost quest, or after Love Story with those tablets. Just continue over these rocks, just the way you'd normally get to Goblin Dungeon. I would definitely recommend the food, but then again, I guess you could bring a Nex item so that nothing in the Goblin Dungeon will attack you, but I'd still recommend the food for the room on the way to Nex. So just go for this rock like usual, just continue past the wolves, just ignore them, they're not really going to hit you very hard anyway. And as you get in here, I would recommend protecting the item and say magic, just in case you die. And if you die, you just want to protect your key over everything, and then protect your other good items. Then if you have to, just buy an extra ceremonial set on the Grand Exchange very quickly, and then go back to loot your grave. Just that's what you need the Frozen Key for, just to get through there. It takes a charge every time you go through. You just want to go down. Make sure you've got about, I'd say about 30% energy should be enough. Just 28% or so, 30%, that's more than enough. Protect item and protect mage, and just go through. Use anticipate so that you can get stunned for a little while, and you want freedom on there as well. And this is why you need the food, because sometimes you can get stunned. Even if you use freedom and then run off, you can still get stunned, which is kind of irritating. But if you don't have food, you probably will die, so I'd be very, very cautious with that. But anyway guys, just continue running through, and this is why you need the ceremonial, so that you don't need a kill count. You just go straight for the door, voila, and there's a bank right here. Okay then guys, so I'm back, and we're here at the next room, and I'm all geared up, almost ready to go in actually. Now I would recommend bonfiring, just for the 5% boost. It is 5% boost if you're at level 99 fire making with magic logs, and obviously I'm not even going to bother going through the required stats for this boss, because you know, to access Goblin Dungeon you have to do like the quest, like Troll Stronghold, whatever it's called, and then to get into Nex, I guess, to get the key, the frozen key, you need like 70 agility to get into all of the Goblin Dungeon parts. Obviously max combat and a yak, that's the only ways you're going to get in, with turmoil and overloads and stuff. And I'd recommend wearing your shield at the start of the kill, and bonfiring, and then eating a rot tail for the maximum health boost that you can get. So there's all of my stuff. You definitely want to bring the Jaw Drygors as well, and you'll see why, because on the blood phase, and I'll explain that whilst I'm going for a kill in a minute, you do have to bring an adrenaline potion if you're doing a duo, maybe even a 3-man, depending on how well your attackers are. And I'd strongly recommend your first couple of times going with people that know what they're doing on, like, as attackers, and I'd say go as like a 3, maybe even 4-man, just so that you can get the hang of it. And also, if you mess up on the ice phase, you're not going to get frozen anyway, because your team can free you. That's why I'd recommend going on Skype with them. But anyway guys, almost ready to start this trip off, and I'm going to get a kill and record it, and I'm going to explain everything about it. So anyway, I'll go on to do the kill now. Jump over the little wall, and then just sit down here where I am. Make sure that your attacker is right over where you can see him on the map. Now, quick prayers, turmoil, protect item and pray mage, use anticipation right at the start, attack her once, and then run to the spot where I did. I would then recommend turning on your aura and your scrimshaw if you brought one, and then drink your overload potion. Then you can put on your Jaw Drygor and start doing damage. Now I'd recommend using anticipation and freedom as much as you can on this first phase, and if you can, before she does that attack, get a slaughter off, because then she'll move away, then you get the 3 times damage, and it's very, very handy. Like, it speeds the kill up a lot. And if you don't use freedom and anticipation, you will get dragged away next to her, and then you'll be froze for like 5 seconds, so that's not good. When she says Fumus, don't fail me, your attackers should know what to do, provided that they're experienced. I'd now recommend walking away, making sure that you have freedom and anticipation on constantly. Then if you need to, you can just use that one whilst your teammate is killing the minion. So that's what happens. You get dragged away, and you just have to use freedom and then run off, and then put your protect magic back on. Then as soon as the minion Fumus is dead, get a hit on Nex, and then she will say darken my shadow. Put on protect range and dodge the black spots, because they can hit you for up to 4k. Make sure you have protect range on this, or otherwise you're going to get really hurt. So when you're comfortable, you can get your Jaw Drygors on, just get a hit or 2 and then run off, because otherwise the darkness will start to engulf you and you'll be hit for rapid 500s, so you don't want that at all. You really want this phase down as fast as you can, and there you go. I didn't get to run away quick enough, so I got hit by a 3.7k, which is not good. And you want to just keep on hurting her, doing that and then running off. And if your attackers are experienced, they'll know exactly where to go when Nex is called. So she said Fumus, don't fail me, and then she sort of you can't hurt her anymore, you have to just run off. I'd recommend bringing her around here, and at this point you need to make sure that you have full adrenaline and 4 HP. If this is absolutely necessary, and it's necessary that your attacker has a 4 adrenaline as well. And as soon as the minion is dead, you want to get a hit on Nex so that she switches to the blood phase. Then as soon as she switches to the blood phase, you want to get on protect magic, get ready, get your Jaw Drygor on. Then you need to drink a you need to use berserk, then drink a drink pot, and then use kick and sever, and then slice, and then use assault. You need to get this down to 80,000 health points in a certain amount of time, or otherwise you won't be able to get past the phase, and you'll have to keep trying until you get it. If you know what you're doing, it can be quite tricky. Just experiment with it and do what I said and you'll get it easily. Now you need to make sure that you've got high adrenaline. As you see here, I'm probably not going to make it, so I started just using a load of abilities to make sure that I've got it in time. But I used freedom, and then you want to use immortality. That's why you need 100%, and that's why I'd recommend having your defense ability bar there as well. Now again, you need to get 4 adrenaline ASAP, and when she says contain this, you need to run far away from her. So just run away, or otherwise you get frozen and hit for like 2k and then another 2k, so be very careful. Now that you've already used freedom, now you need to use anticipation. So I was too slow, so my friend Jack broke me out. But if you use anticipation before, then you can use a adrenaline pot and then build up enough to use barricade and survive that hit. But anyway, seeing as I missed that one, I now have the ability to do it again, so I just run off. She's contained this, so I'm just going to wait for her to move around, and then I run up to her. So now you want to use anticipation, and if you have it, you could just wait until you get frozen and then use freedom, and then you just want to use barricade. And then by now your partner should have killed the minion, so she's about to switch onto her final phase of the kill, which is the shadow phase, Zaras phase, sorry. Now this phase you need to have protect magic on at all times. As a tanker, stand on the opposite side of the attackers and be wary, as she can pray melee, and when she does this, half of the damage you deal gets reflected back to you and you can't harm her. So be very careful. You want to try and use as many DPS abilities as you can when she's praying range or split. You definitely want to debilitate very often, and if you're quite comfortable with tanking, you can turn off protect magic, then use resonance, and then turn the prayer back on as soon as you've been healed, and she can hit 4Ks, so you can be healed a lot. I ran out of food here as we did a kill before, so I just got my unicorn out, so I'm all good. And there I go with the resonance. It didn't really work though, she didn't hit me. But anyway, again, just follow it through with all of these hits. Your attacker needs to be careful as well when she prays melee like this. I'd recommend just using a load of defensive abilities until then. That's it really, I can't really tell you anything else. And if you're doing 3-4 split, I'd recommend using a Ring of Wealth like as soon as she's about to die. As a tanker, you're not going to get the drop, so just your attacker wants to bring the Ring of Wealth. But if your attacker knows what they're doing, they should already have done this. So as you can see, the kill is drawing to a close, but she can soul split a lot of health. So as soon as she dies, run away from her, because she can do that attack and it can hit you for up to 3k. So there you go, you've done your next kill, and that's it really. So then guys, I hope this video helped you, and I'm sorry if any of the audio was a little bit out of sync. I didn't really have a lot of time to do this video. I only had about half hour or so, which seems long enough, but I'm just not very amazing at all of this editing stuff. But anyway guys, if this video helped you, I'd really appreciate a like. It just makes my day a lot better, makes me feel like I haven't wasted my time. And if you want to see more guides like this, feel free to subscribe. Anyway guys, thank you for watching and have a nice day.